everybody, welcome to another episode of Free Beer with Charlie. I'm Big Al, and this is Charlie.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there in our free beer community? We're so glad to be here. We're so glad to see everybody.
Glad to be anywhere, really, when you think about it.
But yeah, it's true. It's been bloody hot.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
It's nice to be in here in the studio where there's actually air conditioning.
Yeah.
Been great pool weather, though.
Good pool weather. Got a
it.
good show tonight happening.
Yes.
So tonight we're going to be talking about this.
Originally named lager beer back in 1858 by G. Heilmann's Brewing Company.
Yes, they later changed the name to Old Style because it's brewed in an old style German tradition called
Krausening.
Picture this. You start with a big pot of warm sweet grain tea. Brewers call it wort. It's made by soaking grains in hot water to draw out the sugars and flavor, then boiling it with hops for that classic beer taste. When it cools, the brewer adds yeast. The yeast eats the sugars, creating alcohol and natural bubbles. This stage is called fermentation. Now here's where Krausening comes in. Just before the beer is completely finished, the brewer adds a little bit of fresh, still fermenting beer. This fresh beer is alive with active yeast, ready to go to work. The yeast wakes up, eats any leftover sugars, and makes more bubbles naturally, no artificial fizz. And in the process, it smooths out the flavors, leaving the beer cleaner, crisper, and full of life. That's Krausening, an old world touch that gives beer its sparkle and its soul.
After Prohibition in 1933, Old Style was back. It gained popularity across the Midwest.
Yeah, by the 1960s and 70s, it was a top-selling brand in the Midwest, especially in Chicago.
Throughout the 80s, G. Heilmann Brewing Company out of La Crosse, Wisconsin, acquired other breweries, making it the fourth largest brewery in the United States. So over the next couple decades, Heilmann's Brewing Company was bought and sold several times.
Yes, finally ending up at the huge umbrella brewery of Stroh's Brewing Company.
Now, by 1999, Pabst Brewing Company stepped into the picture. They actually purchased the Stroh's Brewing Company, dismantled it, but they kept the Old Style brand.
By the 2000s, Old Style was a staple in Chicago, especially at Wrigley Field, where it had been sold for decades.
By 2019, Old Style was replaced by Budweiser, drastically reducing its visibility. All right, Big Al, I think we've done enough yakking. We
Let's start cracking. All right.
Let's get this baby popped open here.
Old Style. You used to drink this as a kid, didn't you?
Yes, I remember this floating around the farm and stuff as a kid. And
So I got through first grade.
That's close. We're gonna lose one yet. We've done it all this time. I just figured we got two beers here. Why waste them?
I don't know why. Yeah, why we would just pour half. Wow, look at that. That looks like beer.
You know, we were talking earlier about, you know, it's funny because these are like, I think back, you said about being a kid, you know, these were beers that were around. I mean, we saw them all the time.
Yeah,
everybody. Whether it was Uncle Joe.
Well, you ride your bicycle down the dirt road and look in the ditch.
Oh yeah, they were in the ditch.
There's these cans.
But this is like the epitome of beer now.
It is.
It is the golden, fizzy, bubbly.
Why would they have went away for a while?
Right, and that's what doesn't make sense either. Why have these disappeared, or at least in our region?
Right. Yeah. Some people have been able to get this all the time, I guess.
Yeah, and that's what I think's funny about some of these we're calling retro beers is that depending on what region you live in, whether you can get them or not.
Right. Smells good.
Now see, that's not how I remember it tasting.
Well, you were just little. Probably tastes more like bubble gum because that's what you were chewing.
Probably, yeah. Probably a good point. Kind of give it a different flavor with bubble gum.
Yeah, that's good.
But like,
real good.
I mean, coming out of La Crosse, Wisconsin, all those years, and like you said, why do these beers stop?
You know, a lot of the problem, I think, if I understand this research we've been doing, is these big companies would buy out their competitors and either shut that beer down or stifle it in some way so their beer would sell more.
Well, I guess like Budweiser moving into Wrigley Field. I mean,
that didn't help them any.
No, I mean, but how in a matter of a couple years, a beer that had been somewhere for decades, then it's gone.
Just get phased
it
out.
just gets phased out.
Yeah.
And and it's funny, now we've got a resurgence of these lower alcohol beers now. But I think it's funny, everything goes full circle, that boy said. And I think it's funny right now we're all getting back to beer.
Yeah, just regular.
Just beer. And and
not that we don't like the craft beer.
No,
we've had a lot of fun with it.
Yes, we love the craft beers.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just neat, especially summertime and all these resurgence
lagers
of these lagers. And I just think it's fantastic.
So Charlie, do you know the alcohol content on this one?
Yeah, it's running 4.6% by volume.
Okay, so just kind of normal?
Yeah, which, once again, it kind of gets back to that that classic beer. I mean, it's classic lager.
I mean, there's no chocolate in this. There's no hot peppers or
It's just beer.
tomfoolery or anything that happens sometimes to craft beer.
Yeah.
This is just beer.
And it's funny to me that, but it's summer. I mean, we typically think of lagers in the summer. There's something about, and
They're thirst quenching and refreshing.
Right. I hate to, mention about being a kid and drinking beer, but I mean, I remember after baling hay, we'd go back to the house and ice cold beer. There's something about that you sweat so much, you work so hard, and that ice cold beer, it just goes down like water.
There you go. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
And
Different place.
different time, different place. So Big Al,
Charlie?
here's to God, guns, and rock and roll.
Amen.
Amen.
And plain old lager beer.
It's got good flavor.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this was the first episode of our series. See what we got next time. Until then, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, this is Charlie.
This is Big Al.
We'll see you. Yeah, by the 1960s and 70s, it was a top-selling band.
We were the top selling band. Old style gained popularity and became the largest. We need to do one whole video backwards.
There you go. It might be this one. It was a top-selling beer in the Midwest, especially in Chicago, someplace. Let's try that again. By the early 2000s, oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, by 2019,
Some other stuff happened. Amen, my brother.
whew,